Hi, my name is Caroline, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a knockoff of a sweaty band. So, to start off, I purchased a few sweaty bands and they work really great. They have a beautiful decorative fabric on the front, and then they have velvet holding it to your head on the back, and then they have elastic to hold it to your head. So these are really beautiful. This one is 1.5 inches wide. Here's one that's about 1 inch wide, and they work really great. So, but they're a little bit pricey, so I've decided to make my own. So here are a few examples of ones I've made already. These are about 1 inch wide, so they have the decorative fabric on the front, they have the velvet on the back, and they have the elastic. I went to the craft store and I bought some beautiful ribbon. Then I bought coordinating velvet, and then also you'll need to purchase some elastic. So now we are ready to cut. We're going to cut off 17 inches, and then for the ribbon we're going to cut 16 and 3/4 of an inch, just a smidgen shorter than the decorative. And then for the elastic we're going to cut 6 inches. Alright, now that we have our ribbon and our velvet cut to the right length, I'm going to show you a little trick that you might consider cheating, and this part of the step is completely optional if you want to do it or not. So what I've done is I've taken a little strip of fusing, and I'm going to fuse the two pieces together so it doesn't slip and slide when I go to sew it. So here, then I have a little piece of muslin fabric I'm going to put on top. I have set my iron to the silk setting, and then just very gently I'm going to iron on the fusing. At this state of the project, you should have the wrong sides together of your headband. So all the right sides should be facing out. At this point, you should be ready to fold up the edges of your band so that it's ready for sewing. So it is about 1/2 inch. What you want to do is pull this, make about 1/2 inch right here. I've got my little tool. And then you also want to do the same thing with the velvet, folding in. Just have and you want to have your decorative fabric just a little bit shorter, a little bit longer than your velvet. So about right here, and then you're just going to take a pin and you're going to pin this end together as you're going to hold this in place. So you're going to repeat this on the other side. So you're not going to sew this initially, but you just want to have it ready to go so that when you are ready to sew the elastic on, you have this ready. Alright, so there we go. And I'm going to pin this edge as well. So what I'm going to show you now is sewing the long edges of the sweaty band. What I've done is I've hooked up my sewing machine so the top thread is the same color as the velvet and the bottom thread is the same color as the ribbon. And I've also put on my edge sewing foot onto my sewing machine as well too. So I can sew right along the edge. Let me get this ready. Put this down, put my foot down, and just start sewing right along the edge of the ribbon. Now I'm going to stop and then start again on the other side. So now I'm going to show you how to finish sewing the sweaty band. So we've sewn the long edges together, the short edges are open, and that's so we can put our elastic in. So we cut off a 6-inch piece of elastic to begin with. It only needs to be 5 inches, so what we're going to do is measure about 1/2 inch and then insert that into the end of the sweaty band, and then we're just going to sew right across a few times just to make sure we've got our elastic well sewn into our sweaty band. I'm going to now reverse stitch and then forward stitch again, and then reverse stitch and then forward stitch one more time. So that should about do it for this end, and then we're going to repeat for the other end. So all you want to do is insert 1/2 inch into the edge, and then you're just going to sew back and forth to secure the elastic. And there you have it. That's our sweaty band. Done.